Okay, so I'm going to outline a recent hack that happened on Binance. Within the hack, there was over 7,000 bitcoins stolen. So current value is about 32 million pounds. And within this, there's not much detail just now, but it looks as if the hackers managed to get API keys and also overcome the two-factor authentication code. So once a transaction is gone through on the Bitcoin network, it's almost impossible to stop it. The only way would be to detect it as it was happening, and then there's about 10 minutes to grab the miners and to tell them to actually pause the mining process, which could possibly compromise the whole of the infrastructure. The other way, and it happened with Ethereum, is that it is possible to fork the blockchain at a certain point and then start a new one. So it happened with Ethereum, and we ended up with Ethereum Classic and normal Ethereum because there was a hack on one of the infrastructure nodes. Okay, so this is the transaction here. So I'll just outline really what's happened. So there was this message that appeared on Binance to say that they were performing some unscheduled maintenance on the server and that the funds were SAFU. And SAFU is interesting because it's Secure Asset Fund for Users, which means that if there's any customers involved here that will have losses, then there is about 10% of the overall volume on the infrastructure is covered. It's reckoned that it was a hot wallet that was hacked, and that's about 2% of uh, all the crypto assets on the site. Uh, from from the infrastructure. So if we look at the transaction here, we can see that there was one move from this hot wallet right into lots of different wallets here, with a total of over 7,000 bitcoins. Uh, as I said, over 32 million pounds. You can see that the smaller ones actually look a little bit strange, and these are actually valid wallets, I think. And it's just little donations into these wallets which exist. The ones here are being blocked from being viewed from the blockchain site just now, but you can see some very large transactions have been moved into these core accounts. So we can see typically about 500, between 300 and 500 bitcoins are flowing into those big accounts. There's a 670 there. So it looks like that the one big transaction has been split into maybe about 10 different 10 different wallets that will then be used to split into other wallets from there, and the intruders will hope that it will not be possible to trace the cryptocurrency as it flows and to find out the end identity. So let's have a quick look at one of those wallets. So we'll look at the top one here, and we'll just see if we can view the transactions involved. Okay, so the balance is 0, uh, but you can see what happened. 555 bitcoins went in. There's a small fee here for small input amounts here, possibly a test into the account just before, just after the big transaction, and then all of the cryptocurrency was taken out and put into this account here. Okay, and then from here, uh, again, it will typically move on to other accounts. So this gives us our output here. And we can see again, what happens is that it will typically move from place to place from there. Okay, so there's been some analysis of this, and some of the wallets have been identified as anti-money laundering risks by CoinFirm, and they've also analysed this basic flow of obfuscation where we see a split of the cryptocurrency and then it's moved into other wallets and then those will be then moved on. What happens after a few levels down is that the cryptocurrency will then get split into smaller and smaller elements and then disappear as the money is cashed out into fiat currency. Okay, so overall, hopefully governments of the world will wake up and make sure that there is regulation for cryptocurrency so that they can protect citizens' funds, and especially to know that there is this SAFU support there and that is well managed just in case there's more hacks like this. Okay, thank you.